We all have them. In fact, if we think about it, what are personalities other than collections of opinions and conditioned responses? And while we are forever alone in our minds, unless you have someone in there, in which case, talk to someone about that, we can share glimpses of what goes on in our inner world through our personalities, and that is our way of showing others our mind. And if our minds are just collections of opinions and preconceptions, then if those were to be altered, that is an alteration fundamentally to someone's personality. To change one's personality, to alter through your own means the way they interact with the world and their mental processes, that sounds like mind control. And imagine if we could show someone a video and exact that mind control over them and change the way they interact with others, the way they behave, their opinions. That's some supervillain stuff. Except it's not. We experience this every day through advertising, propaganda, and it's the fundamental basis of any kind of persuasion. So, with that in mind, are movies and film a valid and appropriate type of persuasion? Now, that's something we can talk about.
My name is Gev. I am 22 years old, and I am a musician, kind of a photographer, and I like cars. It was a really small budget movie. It's called Whiplash. It's about this
Not quite my tempo.
this kid. He enjoys drumming. When a really prestigious music professor at a very prestigious music school coincidentally finds him drumming and kind of sees the talent within him.
You never earned anything.
It shows the sacrifices that he made to go beyond mediocrity. That would probably be maybe 2018-ish. I'm not even sure.
Little trouble there.
Yeah, it was a few years ago. Well, rather than kind of inspire, honestly, the film kind of showed me that I'm kind of okay with being mediocre in certain areas, in most areas, really. I mean, the process to become really one of the greats, I mean, this was in the context of jazz band. I think they talked about Charlie Parker, and other like legendary musicians they didn't mention, like John Coltrane or I'm drawing a blank, Dave Brubeck. I mean, what they have sacrificed in their life to get where they are is, I'm sure, huge, immense, and really kind of showed me I'm okay where I'm at. No, I don't think it really changed anything that I was already doing. I mean, there was kind of a thought in me of maybe possibly pursuing possibly music as a career, testing the waters with that a little bit. But really after that, I just dropped the idea completely.
Okay, so you had kind of ideas in yourself that, hey, maybe I could do music, and then the movie kind of showed you that.
I mean, it's a brutal industry.
Yeah,
It's
kind of showed you the light, and then you saw that maybe this isn't for me. I'm okay with leaving it as a hobby rather than a profession.
yeah, definitely. And I think it was after I watched the film that I actually attended a course in music theory,
I remember that.
and I mean it really is tough. I mean the instructors are really brutally honest with you when you're not doing well. It's not, they don't sugarcoat it at all, and I mean neither should they. Yeah, it was between the film and real life experiences. It yeah, definitely, I would say definitely changed my mind about that.
Okay. Let me join you here. Scoot over.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, now so the other question is, how do I think it affected you and changed your life? I remember around the time when you did see Whiplash, we talked about it for a while, and
Yeah.
I think one of the things I mentioned, I think we've both seen this video. It's an Adam Neely video. It was a really cool video, and I think he talks about how it's more of a sports movie rather than an actual like good representation of what it would be like to join a jazz band. To my dad, who is a professional musician, and he was like, that movie's dumb. You know, he didn't like it because he said it was like an American sports movie. He kind of picked that up immediately. So I think it does a good job of showing I guess a conflict.
I mean, it's completely dramatized for sure.
Yeah. In terms of, I think that this circles back to how it affected you and what kind of music you were into and the caliber of performance and I guess what you expect from yourself if you were to be a professional. That standard for yourself would have been much higher than what you could have achieved. And that's going to keep you in a loop of dissatisfaction with your own skill. So when you keep it as something as a hobby, then you're allowed to be mediocre. And I think that's kind of what you were getting at, right?
Yeah.
By leaving it as something that's not a profession, you don't have to. The fun never goes away, I guess. You're allowed to be bad because it's just a hobby. Do you think movies have the power to change someone's life, change someone's mind?
I think most definitely. I mean, I think it's a bit.
Exaggerated?
Yeah, I think it's a bit exaggerated to say that like a movie can really significantly like change someone's entire life. But I think it's also how you interpret that question. I mean, just even a small thing can change the course of someone's life entirely.
Butterfly effect.
Exactly. So I think most definitely. I mean, the media that we consume can definitely influence and change our path in life.
Yeah, this kind of leads back to the age-old question of nature versus nurture. And I'm kind of on the side of nurture. Every little piece of data or stimuli that we, I guess, take into ourselves, we process, regurgitate, and then apply to ourselves. We all see the world through our own personal filters and our own way of seeing things just from our previous experiences. So to say that a movie doesn't have the power to change someone's life would be, I think, naive to say. I guess what I'm trying to get to is, if the director of the film or the screenwriter or whomever decides, if they have decided to make a film that is to change that, and that film's intent is to change someone's mind, I think it's gonna work. You know, that's just, films are powerful. You know, it's a strong thing, but a lot of movies don't have that goal. They don't have the goal of, oh, I'm gonna change someone's mind. A lot of the time, the goal is to tell a story. Now, changing someone's mind, changing their life, that maybe not. But to tell a story so powerful you may come to a realization, I think that's different. Like what happened with Gav, how you saw the film and it guided you through a realization within yourself. I think if your mind is to change from watching a movie, I guess this is the conclusion that we're coming with. If a film is going to change your mind, you have to go in there expecting for your mind to change. You have to be at a certain level of open-mindedness to allow that film to affect you in as heavy of a way as some of these questions are suggesting. All right, I think we both agree on that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I guess can movies change your life? Yeah, but you gotta let them.